else. I have a really big mission in my heart and in my body. And my mission, actually, I said it last week at your retreat for the first time. I told it to people, is to impact 100,000 Jewish women to get in touch with their intuition and to really be able to lead from this place of,
I love that you actually have a number because I
yes.
say to impact as many women, like healed. I always say heal people, right? And you, as a healer, we just want to impact as many women as possible. So I say to impact as many women as possible. But you're going for like this specific number, and I love that specificity is everything.
Yeah, and it was actually so funny because at your retreat, I was talking to one of the women who was in the pool after the Aqua Zumba, and she wasn't at my workshop. She had missed it because she came late.
Right.
So I was telling her about what we did, and then I told her about my mission to impact 100,000 Jewish women. And she texted me later, and she's like, Leah, you can take one number off. Like, I was already impacted by your work just by talking to her for 10 minutes in the pool. So yeah.
Wow.
So the
That is
mission
so
feels
special.
yeah, the mission feels really big, but like it feels super right. Like it feels really good because like I'm always like if I can impact one person, 10 people, 20 people, amazing. But like 100,000, I'm like I have something to work towards. Like I know that this is like my next step. And it's very exciting.
If you can guarantee making your life a healthier reality, what would that be worth to you? Welcome to the Get Fit Ema podcast, your go-to spot for everything fun, fitness, and feeling good. I'm your host, Ilani, your friendly guide, mom of five, and a certified and dedicated fitness, nutrition, and health coach. We are Emas on a mission to create healthy on a time crunch, body, mind, and soul.
Welcome to another episode of Emas on a Mission, because we're on a mission. And we have here the amazing Laya, and I can't wait to tell you all about her, and I can't wait for you to get introduced to the idea of going from overthinking more than anything, in order to get into embodied flow. And Lumaya is her new name, and I love it. It sounds so beautiful. It's so resonating. I love it. And so Laya is a somatic leader. She helps women to be more embodied with their intuition, to go into their intuition rather than overthinking and being in their head, more into their body. We're going to talk more about that. And she's helped so many women transform. She was also one of the collaborators in our retreat. And so she's going to talk all about that. She's going to give us like some info on how the women felt. And I just want to bring you to all the behind the scenes and give you that vibe that Laya brought us to. How are you, Laya?
Hey, thank you so much, Ilanit. I'm so happy to be here. It was so fun collaborating with you, meeting all the amazing women at the retreat, and being in touch with some of them afterwards. So I'm really, really excited to be here. Do you want me to introduce my work?
Yeah, well, what I want you to do is, Laya, for the women who haven't met you yet, how do you describe what you do in an intuition, as an intuition and somatic healer, so that they can get a little bit of like feedback?
Sure. I'm going to give a little bit of a background. I know that might be one of your questions after, but I'm going to start with the background because it's really important to me. I myself have been to about 20 years of therapy. I've been a therapist for about 8 years myself now. And in the last few years, I've realized that there is something that is missing in the therapy process. There is something that was missing for me, and there was something that was missing for my clients. Um, and the thing that was missing was that I'll start with myself because I was the first person who I've transformed. I kept on being in my head. And even though like I was doing all this therapy, talking about all the traumas that happened and talking about every what I was experiencing, depression, anxiety, all those things, I kept on being in my head. I didn't know how to fully experience an emotion in my body. I didn't know how to come down to my body and literally just like be like, okay, the sadness is just not just in your head, it's in your body. Like there is something in your body, there's a memory that my body is holding on to, and that's why all these things are happening. That's why I'm feeling the sadness, the depression. That's why the trauma is not just gonna go away because it's literally in my body. And that's when I started for myself doing this work that was more body based. I started including meditations, yoga, breath work, all of those things for myself, and then eventually into my clients. sessions. And essentially, what I do now is I actually don't even call myself a therapist, even though I am trained as a therapist. I call myself a coach because I just, I really believe that every single person has the answers inside of them. And I never tell anybody what to do. And I tell my clients of what we talk about and how we experience a session is just about teaching them how to come back to themselves, how to come back to their intuition, how to come back to their voice, and essentially how to come back to their bodies because everything is already perfect within you. And we just sometimes need these little touch ups to realize, like, okay, no one needs to answer that question of what you should do and which activity to send your kid to after school. Like, you literally know what's
No,
right for your kid. You know what's right for you. You know what's right for your marriage. You know what's right for your career. And sometimes we need that guidance to help us hear our voice.
learn to listen.
Exactly.
We need the help to learn to listen because there's so much noise, right?
Exactly. And that's what I realized for myself too is when I became a mom to my first kid, I felt like because of how, I grew up with not the best parents and not the most amazing functional household. So I always had this belief like, Leah, you're not a good mom. So then when I had my first kid and my kid was like 2 years old, and that was the first time that I tried out like sending him to a gun. And suddenly these people at the gun are telling me like, this is what you should do with your kid.
No.
And I'm like, my kid is sleeping too much in the middle of the day. And they're like, no, we know, right? Because we have this business for so long and you're only a mom for 2 years. And I'm like, oh, wow. Are you freaking serious? And then it really like
Wow.
worked on this belief that I had stored in my body, Leia, you're not a good mom. So
Wow.
literally through that, I started talking to moms. I opened my podcast and at first it was called Intuitive Mommy because I'm like, you're kidding me. Because like I literally like birthed this kid from my own body. Like I carried this kid, created this kid. You think you know more than me? And it was such a wake up call for me because I started talking to other moms and I realized how much like we outsource our own power and we give that to other people. But the truth is like, it's
Wow. Yes.
here. It's
Yes. Me
here.
too
Like your
that. It's
intuition is here. Just listen.
wow. That is so powerful. That is so powerful that like that moment that it's like, wow, they're telling me that they know better for me. And that happened to me for so many years with all my kids, the daycares, the schools. When we made Aliyah, we came to Israel. They said, "Oh, you guys speak three languages at home?" Well, yeah, French and English, but now we're learning Hebrew all together as a family. And the kids in school, and they're like, "Oh no, stop all that. Everybody should be just talking just Hebrew." And I'm like, so they're going to lose all their other languages? No. As a person who speaks many languages, I said, no, that is not the way. They'll learn Hebrew a little slower, but they'll still have their three languages, their main three languages that we speak at home. And how are they going to speak with their grandparents? Grandparents that only speak French. That's crazy. So they're always giving you directives, especially in Israel. They're going to push that agenda that they have on you. And here you decided, so but how did you go into like, okay, how do I take care of my son or my daughter, my kid, going from here to I'm going to go into my body and I know better.
It was a hard process for me. And like again, I'm coming from this place of like I had so many inner negative beliefs of like you're not a good enough mom, you don't know how to mom, like you don't know how to parent because you didn't have that like background. So I'm like, of course I need to listen. So like for a few months I saw myself like I felt myself like feeling so much resentment, but I was listening to those people and it wasn't just the people at the daycare, it was people just all around us. Like you said, in Israel, people just like to give you advice. But then I felt there was something off. Like I literally felt there was something off in my body. And I slowly started to get into somatic work at that time.
Right.
And
That's how you cut into the body work, right? Not just the mind.
exactly. And like I started doing a lot of practices that involved movement. Again, like exactly, it wasn't just the mind. It wasn't like I'm sitting and meditating and like expecting something to happen. It was so much like movement. I started moving. I started dancing with music while trying to get in touch with my own body, while trying to get in touch with my intuition. And then it was like literally one day, and I'm like, that's it. Like, actually, this place is not right for my son. And I took my son out of the daycare, and then I was at home with both of my kids. At that point, I had a little baby too, and I loved it, and I freaking loved it. And I remember this person, like, I don't know what to say in English, like the menahelet, like the principal of the daycare. She's like, what are you gonna do? You're gonna be home with both of them? Like, he's gonna lose his social skills. He's not gonna have the social skills. And I'm like, the more she was like fighting me on it, I'm like, good for you, Leia, for listening to yourself.
Wow.
Good for you. And like we had the most amazing few months, and then my kid ended up going to Ghana the year after. But the point is that like this was such a like transformative moment for me. And I'm like, if people can be telling me so much, and for me, which I felt I'm pretty connected to myself, for me to get impacted by that, like, Lily, you should do this, and like kind of guiding me without me asking it for them. I'm like, this is not just happening in parenting. Suddenly I realized how it's happening in all parts of my life, how I'm living a life that other people are telling me to do, how
Yes.
I'm doing a thing. Like I got trained as a social worker, so now I need to work as a social worker. And then I'm like, no, like I have something else. I have a really big mission in my heart and in my body. And my mission, actually, I said it last week at your retreat for the first time, I told it to people, is to impact 100,000 Jewish women to get in touch with their intuition and to really be able to lead from this place of,
I love that you actually have a number because I
yes,
say as I to impact as many women, like healed. I always say heal people, right? And you, as a healer, we just want to impact as many women as possible. So I say to impact as many women as possible. But you're going for like this specific number, and I love that specificity is everything. A
yeah.
100,000.
Yeah, and it was actually so funny because at your retreat, I was talking to one of the women who was in the pool after the Aqua Zumba, and she wasn't at my workshop. She had missed it because she came late.
Right.
So I was telling her about what we did, and then I told her about my mission to impact 100,000 Jewish women. And she texted me later and she's like, Leia, you can take one number off. Like, I was already impacted by your work just by talking to her for 10 minutes in the pool. So,
Wow.
so,
Wow.
so the
That is
mission
so
feels.
special.
Yeah, the mission feels really big, but like it feels super right. Like it feels really good because like I'm always like if I can impact one person, 10 people, 20 people, amazing. But like 100,000, I'm like I have something to work towards. Like I know that this is like my next step. And it's very exciting.
And you could also add a few more zeros later on and then make it a million.
100%.
Course, we have that Baruch Hashem. So that is your aha moment in your journey, and that is so powerful of how you decided to like, because usually people pleasers, people that are people pleasers, are not going to be able to learn. They're going to overthink. They're not going to be able to know how to go into their whole, inside their body and everything. And so basically, they really need you. You're like what you're doing is very needed more than ever because we live in a society, especially as Jews, we live in communities. And because we live in communities, they allow themselves, whether they're your doctors, your rabbis, your teachers, or whatever, they allow themselves to go into your life and to give you the advice and to tell you what's right for you when you know what's right for you. But they allow themselves. And that puts us in a situation as mothers and as Jewish mothers. And I saw that in the retreat. It's like we all need this time to breathe, this time to get out of our head and go into our bodies, this time to just, release whatever it is that we're going through because, especially Jewish women, we really put ourselves in the back burner.
Mhm.
I'm saying all mothers do that in general, but Jewish women, it's another level because of the fact that we have so many holidays and we have Shabbat every week and we're hosting and and there's so much. The community is a big part of who we are. And that aspect of like women knowing how to be able to, that is so powerful for women to have that tool. So basically
Yeah.
what you're giving women is like an incredible tool. And that's so beautiful to hear that it's like you've empowered someone just by having a quick conversation.
Yeah.
She wasn't even part of the workshop that you did in the retreat. So exactly. So at the retreat, your retreat, I saw women, I had to come back up and take care of like making sure the food was ready for the next session with the meal planning made simple workshop. And I saw women coming up and they were basically glowing afterwards, after your session. So can you share what the intention was behind the actual workshop and like what gave them that glow in like one little moment in one session with you and they were able to like walk up like, ah.
Yeah, of course. The way I came into the session was I really wanted women to be able to commit to themselves that this year is going to be different. We're right now before Shoshana, and I want women to be like, this is the year that I listen to my intuition no matter what. This is the year that I literally put my own voice and my own needs and wants before the rest of the community, before people pleasing, before making other people happy. And that was sort of the energy that I came in with. And I loved it. Like, I loved seeing the results. We did a lot of, again, like a lot of somatic work and movement, and to help people get in touch with that, with what is it that they want to bring into this year. And then like how when we finished, everybody sort of like just shouted one word, and then we were like held hands together, and everybody said like, this is the thing that I'm bringing in. People said things like joy, connection, intuition, like just different words. So it was really,
Balance. One of the ladies that walked out just 2 days ago told me, she made us shout a word, and that word, not only did I shout it out, but since then, since the retreat, since that session, she's been thinking about it, and she's like, "That's all I want." She screamed out balance, and she's like, because it's all about balance, and to her, like that one word. Not only did she scream it out, but she found that she was more in tune with it and finding ways to be more in tune. It's like that whole intuition. So it's coming into place type of thing. So you do the work. Maybe you don't even understand what you're doing, but like by doing what you did, helped her refine herself and find that word. So that
I
was
love that.
beautiful.
I love that. And I just, yeah, I love to hear that. The thing that's different also, again, with the work that I do is that it's not just, we're not thinking about it. We're actually not thinking about balance, balance. Okay, so I need to bring in balance into my year this year. Like, no, it is literally like when everybody like shouted that word, we help them to bring it into their body. Okay, so like then we did a somatic practice specifically so that everybody can focus on that word and then see how that feels in your body, because like our bodies hold on to body memories. Like sort of what I was explaining before. When something has happened to your life, it doesn't need to be a big traumatic moment, but anything that happens, someone gives you the wrong look and you're 5 years old and you depend on that person, right? Like whatever it is that happens, there's something that happens in your body. Like there's the emotion that you're feeling at that time, it's not in your head. It literally like comes into your body. And the work that we do is literally going through your body. Like, for example, if someone is feeling right now sad, okay, I don't ask them like, okay, how does it feel? We talk about the body. Where are you storing that sadness? So if that person might be storing it in their shoulders, in their chest, in their stomach, in their hips, we start moving that around. And when we do that, we go back to that core memory of probably when they were a kid, or maybe when they were a little bit older, a teenager, and we see, when did that happen? Like, when did you form that body memory? And then when we go through that body memory and we sort of release that, we introduce a new body memory. So the women at the retreat, essentially what they were doing is that when this woman was introducing balance into her body, I helped everybody like create a posture. What is posture? What is the posture of balance? What does it look like? Oftentimes the new body memories looks like with like your hands wide open, you might be looking up, you might be like super grounded, your feet like really grounded in the floor.
Wow.
And doing that literally introduces a new body memory. And when you have that body memory, it's like it's so much easier to go to this experience rather than being like, I guess the opposite of not balanced, like I don't know,
Unbalanced.
disoriented, imbalanced.
Imbalance, right. There's a lot of ways to be
Right?
imbalanced.
Disorganized or disoriented, things like that. It's like that body memory might look like just going in, right? Like your shoulders caving in, your head maybe going down. But then suddenly when you feel balance, it's like, wow, right? Like your posture is different, your entire body looks different. And when that happens and you get to do that often enough, it becomes a new body memory for you.
That is so beautiful. Do you understand, ladies listening? This is like a 3 to 5 minute simple somatic practice that you can do right now to feel grounded, to feel good in your body, to just like use that knowledge, that wisdom that Leia just shared about how we can go from being stuck, having a constant pain, because I know that I've had a situation where it's like I can store it in my sciatica, and all of a sudden sciatica comes back. And when the sciatica comes back, I'm like, okay, what is it that's bothering me with this situation? And like, exactly, but without overthinking it, yes, and then just like flowing through it. And my
Right.
word being flow. So flowing through it. So flow would look like this, and I would just like flow through it, and and really feel like I'm in flow.
Right, right. And that's exactly the point. Like without overthinking it, because I always tell my clients, like, we're gonna like, focus on the neck right now. If they're feeling something in the neck and like I was pointing it, feeling something in the neck, and it's not about like overthinking it. Okay, so this emotion that I'm feeling in my neck, I should be feeling it. I shouldn't be feeling it. This person didn't answer my message, so now I'm feeling this. And it's like it's not about judging it. It's literally looking at it with curiosity. Oh, I'm so intrigued that just by that person not answering my message, I suddenly feel pain in my neck. I'm
Wow.
super curious about that. Like, what could that be about? Right?
Wow.
When we look at it from that perspective, like so much changes because it also gives a space for your body to answer. Not your mind, your body. And sometimes you can get to like really deep things. Like my clients often within like 5, 10 minutes of our session, like they're crying. And it's not because I'm,
Wow. It's that
yeah,
deep. It's that powerful that they're
it's
actually crying within 10 minutes. Wow.
it's it's super deep, and it's for people that are ready for the work. And I often say it's like for the person that was already in therapy for 5 to 10 years, um because you need to be ready to face those emotions.
Right,
But
but maybe
we,
not. Maybe you didn't do therapy. You've worked on yourself. You're a person that likes personal growth, who's worked on yourself, right? That's the type of therapy. And then they come, they meet you, and you help them release, wow, all that. Like, so the somatic wisdom is incredible. Like the fact that you can help them release not just pain, but like years of therapy, basically, in five
yeah,
minutes.
yeah, it's not about like doing it quickly. Like that's not necessarily the point, but like we get really deep really quickly.
Right.
And I also see the difference before I got the somatic training, and I would have clients for like a year plus, and it would be like every single week the same thing, and I'm feeling sad, and this person's hurting me, and my husband doesn't like me, and like all those things. And now when I have clients, it's like boom, like let's just get to the core, because I don't want to do that. I don't want you to be here for 1 year without feeling transformation like every single time that you attend my session.
Wow.
And those are the types of transformations, like my clients come back and they're like, Leo, like what just happened? Like I've been dealing with this issue for 10 plus years. And we're also talking about like physical issues. Like I had this client who has had lower back pain for like as long as she can remember. And then suddenly we went to like the deepest core, like the raw emotion that was underneath that. And suddenly she didn't feel that pain anymore. And it's also about like recognizing the connection between like physical pain and emotions, physical pain and what's actually happening inside. And it's all about like your body talking, your
Yes.
intuition speaking.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
I can imagine that you actually, well, in my line of work, I always say it's always about the mindset. It's not just the fitness or the nutrition. It's mostly about the mindset. And most of the time when I help women lose weight, you have women that lose a big, or women that cannot lose weight for years, and then they lose a big amount of weight, it's because they've done the emotional work, that they are actually losing the emotional weight rather than the physical weight. So in other words, you can probably help women in that situation where it's like they're holding on to weight and they don't even know why. So sometimes it's pain, sometimes it's weight, and it's like it sounds like what somebody does when they're binge eating. They're binge eating and they're just not listening to, in order to quiet down the noise of their inner critic, they are, binge eating and saying, okay, shush, I'm going to just shove food down so that I don't have to hear you. But when you do the work, you don't even need to binge eat, because you don't need to quiet down that, because it's loud. You're helping it come up. You're helping it flow. So it's like whatever it is that they don't even know what they're dealing with, and it's underneath and it's underlying and they're holding on to it. That's when they're able to, wow, it's such a release. It's such a beautiful thing. You see so much transformation. So can you explain why the body stores stress and how moving through it can help us heal?
Yes. So if our nervous system is not feeling safe for whatever reason, and I'm actually happy to give an example for something that happened to me yesterday, because this is not like, it's super important to understand. It's not like a hierarchy thing. It's not like someone's got it and you have not got it. It's just teaching your body a language that like you just get used to doing that. Like it just becomes second nature to you. So yesterday, because me and you are both in Israel, just hearing about the terror attack was like super hard on my body. And
I had that.
now,
I had
right?
I had it even more when I had my son's teacher sending that a kid 2 blocks down from Telmond was one of the three soldiers at night in the evening, right? So that was like, and then at night, and then I just couldn't get over it. I was like, just like I was tearing and I was crying, and his brother's in class with my son, and I'm like, even more, and I'm like, it's too close. Everything is always too close. There's always like somebody, like even my son, like there's been so many soldiers, and like and that one and this one, and it just feels too close. And yes, we hold on to that. We hold on to that pain, and we don't even realize it.
Right, right. So exactly. So like you're asking like why this happens in our bodies because like at whatever time that is, like if you found out when you were able to like process that, cool. But like for me, when I found about the Jerusalem attack, I was actually out with my kids, and
Mm.
my sister who lives in America texted on our family group like, "Is everybody okay in Jerusalem?" And I'm like, "Oh God, now I need to check what happened." And
Oh,
and so I went to check, and then suddenly I'm like there, and I'm out with my kids, and I'm usually not on my phone with my kids, and suddenly I'm like, oh God, like what do I do now with this? So it was like really heavy for me, right? So like those emotions could get stuck in your body because
right.
you're not able to process it in the moment.
Yes.
But so what's really important is that after that, to allow it to come out in whatever way it needs to. So it might be for you, it could be journaling, it could be movement, it could be doing yoga, it could be like putting on a song, a track that you like to move to dance to. You can even just put in Spotify somatic dance and just start moving your body in whatever way it feels like it wants to move. Like that's what's really important. Like just close the door. Doesn't matter what nobody should see you. Like it doesn't matter what anyone thinks, and just move your body. And once you do, you're suddenly gonna feel like activated. You're gonna feel like whatever emotion that you're feeling at that time or that you're suppressing is gonna allow, like you're gonna allow your body to just let go of that and allow it to come out, because that's the most important thing, is it to allow
Wow.
those emotions.
So let me ask you, so you're out with your kids and the situation arises and the emotion is getting stuck. What do you do? What did you do?
So at that point I couldn't do anything because I'm like out with kids. We were like
Right.
at a local gymboree, millions of kids, lots of moms. Um, for me, the best thing I was able to do was to talk to other women. I'm like, oh my
Yeah.
God, did you hear this? Like, how are you processing it and all that? Sometimes even in the moment, even if it's in a park, like I would dance and include my kids in that or do some yoga movement and things like that. At that point, it just like felt in my body, it was like frozen. Like it just like stopped. I'm like, looking around, trying to feel how, like, do I feel safe right now being on the street? Like all those thoughts coming up. But the truth is, those emotions, like, I was blocking it at that point.
Mm.
So when I was able to get home and start like processing it a little bit, and my kids went to sleep, and I'm like, okay, like, let's move through this.
Mm.
Let's journal through this. And then suddenly, like, the tears were coming and the sadness was coming, and the feeling not safe was coming up for me. And I'm like, are my doors locked? And like all those thoughts and emotions were coming up for me. So for me, it was a lot about like just moving through it,
Wow.
allowing myself to show myself like you are so safe, like you are safe, because
That's so beautiful that you were able to like say, am I safe in this? Like you're able to analyze it because throughout my groups, I had people freaking out and they don't know. And they're like, oh, I know I have a lot of family there and I usually take that bus and that's a big bus central area. And nobody, people were just stressing it. And it gets worse and worse and worse and worse, right? It's like, they're just like, they're drowning even more. And so the fact that you're able to do that, that's so powerful. I suggest everybody needs to contact you. Oh my God, it's like this is so needed. What you're doing is such a needed work. Like now that the more I'm understanding what you're doing, like how that lights up women to be able to just move through the emotions instead of staying stuck.
Yeah, it really is that. And what really grounded me even more in this work was honestly like just going through the war. Like sometimes people would be like, because I'm like very big on like people should make aliyah, but anyway, that's
Yes, I'm there
conversation.
too. It's all good. I think it's once you do that, you make that step. It's a big sacrifice, whether you wherever you come from, and you because you're changing your whole community. You're leaving, and that's why we understand that parasha that Hashem said to Avraham Avinu, "Lech lecha." He doesn't say just leave your home. He said, "Lech lecha from artzecha, from beit avicha," like to explain that it's from your father's house, from your upbringing, from your community, from your environment. It's not easy, so we understand. But I'm a total big advocate also to Aliyah.
Yeah,
It's a big
amazing.
strongly
So
to
like,
me.
so sometimes when I tell people, someone was saying this, like, like I don't feel safe in the US, something like that. And I'm like, just come make Aliyah. And she's like, yeah, like as if it's safer in Israel, like going through all those wars. And the truth is for me, like going through these wars with my kids, because my husband was still out working. Like he was out all day, and it was me and my two kids home alone for throughout the different wars, and I live in the north, so we had it hard with Lebanon over here.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm literally like in the bomb shelter for hours with my kids. And
Wow.
that's when like my work super like felt so grounded. It started like really to stabilize in my body because I realized that safety is not outside and safety is always within. And as Jewish women, like that is the most important thing to realize and to feel in your body because unfortunately, like people are trying to kill us all over, and it's not just here in Israel. And if you feel safe in your body and you know with your intuition that like I'm okay, like me and my family, we're going to survive this.
Yes, we're safe. We're going to survive this, and we are meant to go through this. And like it's part of our mission and to build, right? You feel stronger. You feel like you have more of a back, and you're able to go and confront the situations we're going through and deal with
Right.
it.
Right. And exactly like for me, like at the beginning, like right after October 7th, um, I literally had this intuition. Like I had this voice speaking to me and saying, like, I just knew it. I knew that me and my immediate family is going to be okay. So it was kind of taking me to the next level. It's like, so if we're going to be okay, we actually can't run like crazy to the mamad because I'm with a little kid. He was 6 weeks old
Wow.
and with my 2 year old. And it was just impossible for us to get to the mamad on time because we had 15 seconds.
Wow. 15 seconds?
Yeah. And so what I realized was I'm going to go because I really believe it's important to go, but I'm not going to rush it. Because if I'm going to give my kids now this create like this body memory of feeling unsafe during a war, during hearing a loud noise, while, all this is happening, I'm going to give them way more trauma than they need. But I
Absolutely.
already knew we're going to be safe physically. So I'm like, now my next step is to teach, to show them how we're going to be safe
Beautiful. That is exactly it. As mothers, we are the actual prime example, the structure of how it's supposed to look. So if I'm running and everyone's stressing, what is the point? We're stressing our kids even more, and we don't need that. We need to figure out ways to calm down our kids. And the fact that you're doing it, but doing it calmly within 15 seconds is a big wow. Kol
Right.
hakavod.
And that was the thing. It wasn't 15 seconds, but I was fine with it because I knew I'm doing my best as being a mom home alone with the two kids. And it was fine. Like we went down like as fast as we can without rushing. And then inside the mamad, it was always a beautiful space for us. There were tons of games and snacks. We would sing songs. We would do a lot of breathing affirmations. Like we did the funnest things that to me, I'm like, this is now like their solid, like this is their childhood. Like this is the foundation of learning how to regulate. This is the foundation of learning how to love themselves. This is the foundation of knowing how to get away safely from things that might be dangerous. So to me, I'm like, you don't want to make Aliyah to Israel? Like, do you understand like what my kids got? Like we
Yeah.
got the
Lucky
most solid,
kids.
the
Lucky
most
kids. They're getting such a great, solid, strong, powerful backbone.
exactly. And to me,
Resilience.
right, right. And to me, it's always like all of my work is about like turning the trauma into like your greatest gift. Like I say, like turning your PTSD into not just post-traumatic growth, but post-traumatic explosion. Like let whatever has happened to you or to your community or to your nation, let that be the reason you rise. Let that be the reason that you
Oh,
realize
that's so
the
powerful.
gold and the light within you. Because
Yes.
then what's the point? Like, what's the point? Why else did we go through this?
Right. Oh my God, that's so beautiful because exactly that, as Jews, we know. We say it every Pesach. "Bechol dor vador chayav adam lirot atzmo kilu yetza mimitzrayim." In every generation, we're supposed to be going through our challenges and struggles. We're not here to just, go la la land. We're supposed to be going through challenges, and we understand that through Kabbalah, that our soul has chosen this mission, our tikkun, and whatever it is that we're going through, and our families, our environment, all of it. And so by knowing that and having a way to be able to deal and not hold and be a frustrated human being and lash out into the world, there's enough hate. And this brings more love because when you're able to give love here and your body's feeling the flow and you're free, you're able to flow to the rest of the nations and the world. And people always claiming, what is it with Jews? Always thinking that you're the chosen people. It's not that we're the chosen people, it's that we have a chosen mission to be the light unto the nations. That's it. It's not us who decided it. It's God who gave it to us as a mission. We didn't choose it. There's nothing we're not a powerful people because we think it. We don't think it. We didn't choose it. It was given to us. It's something that we didn't even want, but it was given to us. And so it's our job to heal ourselves. It's our job to be that light. And this way, not only do you level up in one aspect, you level up in all aspects of your life because you're able to go into flow. You're able to be a happier person. And this is what's going to bring Mashiach into this world. It's at the end of the day, doing the work. And this is doing the work. This is like doing God's work by, listening to your intuition. God gave you yes, we know the body is like the dress to the soul, but you're going deep into the soul and listening to your intuition. You're listening to your godly voice, your godly right?
Yeah.
What am I thinking? Your godly soul, your neshama, like all of it. You're just
Yeah.
it's so deep. It's really so beautiful. Like what
Yeah.
you're doing is so necessary. Like I don't think I understood I did understand the somatic healing, but I think what you did by putting intuition and somatic healing in one is a whole different level. Because you see a lot of somatic healers that are like, okay, move through it if something's bothering you, if it's stuck, and you have constant recurring pain to the point that some people even have like inflammation and they'll have like all kinds of diseases or whatever from it, right? But here you're working through it to the point that you can be a better human being on a daily basis, to be able to work better and have more better relationships and accept it and like be better in your body and be a better human being after all, and be that light onto the nation, and be that light into our own nation too, because that's exactly what it is. It's giving it a real, like it's very deep because it's intuition plus somatic. It's not just moving through it and getting rid of the pain. It's getting in tuned with what your body really wants and stop overthinking. Like you said that I was at that point in the workshop, in the retreat, when you said it's about getting out of the head and more getting into the body and how to do that. And you were teaching us, and I saw that. And like I said, I saw the women coming up and they were all like, they had this like light, this glow on their face, and in just a few minutes. So like working with you is really learning how to do that. And I love that. And so I would love women to hear, how can they work with you? Let us know.
Yes, of course.
Like if
And
people say, I need this in my life. Of course, everybody needs this in their life. It's great.
yeah, I was thinking even before doing that, if we have a minute, I wanted to help people like drop into their body for 1 minute.
Oh, I love that. We're going to do a session right here, right now. Go
Yeah,
ahead. Let's do
60
this.
seconds. So I want you to put one hand on your heart, one on your stomach, and just quickly think of a decision that you're standing on, okay? It might be something small. Should I go to the supermarket at 3 p.m. or at 7 p.m. after the kids go to sleep? Like, it could be something small, it could be something big. And we're gonna take a few breaths together. This is literally gonna be 60 seconds. And I want you to just try to listen to the voice of your body and not the voice of your head, okay? So we're gonna breathe in through your nose. Watch your belly expand as you do that. And then slowly we're gonna breathe out through the mouth to 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's do that again. And now breathe out. 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna do that one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now you can take your hands and just shake them out. Move your neck around, move your head around, and think of that decision that you're standing on. Again, it can be something really big. Should I stay home with my kid this year or send them to a daycare? Should I apply for a job or do something on my own? Whatever it is, move your shoulders around. Allow your body to talk. And move your chest and your waist around. And now you can move your thighs and your legs. And if you're standing, you can move them around even more. And if you did come up with an answer, I would love if you want to just send me a line on Instagram. My handle is Laya Mohadev. It's LAYAMOHADEB. I'm sure Elenita is going to send that on the link.
Yes.
Elenita, do you want to share with us if something shifted for you in these 60 seconds?
Yes. I was debating if tonight we're going to my son's swearing in at the Kotel. It's a highlight of the, as you begin the army, you're going into this new, and tonight is for the paratroopers. And and so we're going in a little bit earlier so we can spend some time with him because he told me come in earlier, we can spend some time together. But I was debating if I should stay because my kids have to come back. They have school like the others. So I was debating if I should take my car and my husband let him take the kids back home and stay for slichot. Because last night I was talking to my cousin who told me, I don't know what it is this year, more than every other year, and it's so full. Getting into the hotel takes forever and getting out takes forever. You're not getting home till 4 or 5 in the morning. And I'm like, what? Are you serious? How could it be? And so I said, I really wanted to go last night. I didn't go. So I really want to go tonight. And I'm like, you know what? You need to go. You need to go. Like, I saw myself there. I saw myself like that need to go. You know, the king is in the field during Elul. So we only have this moment, this period. And it's like, I'm so in tune with Sichot. I love it because it's like I come and I crown my creator. When it comes to Rosh Hashanah, that's what it's all about. We crown a creator. So we have to work up to it. And I love Slichot. And then the Kotel, it's so powerful with the shofar and all of it. It's like, I felt like my body needs that, you know, going into the intuition, like my body needs to be there. And no matter what time you come home, it's okay. You'll sleep later. You'll be fine. You'll figure it out, you know, even though you have to wake up in the morning for work and this and that. So yeah, that's what came in. I came in that's it. I made the decision. I'm going to go.
I love that. And you realize like how super easy that is. Like that is so easy
Yes.
to do. And if you're in your head, you can be carrying that. Should I do that? Should I do that for 6 hours the whole day? And
Yeah.
just like 60
It's decision fatigue, thinking about it all day long, you know? And here it's like, okay, I'm going with the flow. The word of my year, my word of the year. Flow. I love
amazing.
it.
I
Everything is
love that.
flow.
So if you're watching this or listening to this and you feel like something has shifted, just drop me a line on Instagram because I would love to know that.
I'm going to drop in the show notes her handle, but also in her handle, I'm also going to drop her link so that if you want to work with Laya or if you want to just see what she does or you want to get more information, the different ways that you can connect with her or maybe work with her or whatever, right? It's all in there and it's like, wow. So let me ask you a final piece of wisdom you'd love every woman listening to carry on with her today. What would it be?
Yes. Let me get to that in a minute. I just want to say, if that's okay with you, just like for 30 seconds, like what it is that I offer. We
Yes,
do
yes,
have
please.
Yeah, we do have a group that's starting in November. That's right after the Chagim. We are in one group right now. It's called the Intuitive Women Circle. That is sort of the entry point into all of the things that I offer. That's like the first level that you can go into. So we have this group that's starting in November, and that's super, super cool. So exciting. And it's all about, again, like getting in touch with your intuition, but really being able to like deepen this work. Like a lot of what we heard today was all about like your mind understanding this. But then when we did the 60 seconds and we dropped into our body, like even I felt myself just like relax and drop into my intuition. So this circle is a month circle, and it's all about like learning how to do this work on your own so that you can use this on a daily basis. So that's my circle starting in November. I also have a group that's free to come into. It's a WhatsApp group, and I teach you how to manifest things in your life. So that is super cool. So
Oh, that's
Elon,
so fun.
yeah. Everything is on the link that Elani's going to drop, and you'll have all the links over there to join. So,
Exactly. It's all in the show notes. And like there's so many ways, but definitely go ahead and follow Leah. First things first, follow her on Instagram so that you can get her daily wisdom and connect with her. And she's so sweet. Honestly, I have to say that this is like when I went on Facebook and then I went on a few pages, Instagram, right, on WhatsApp groups, and I advertised a retreat. I also advertised it as like whoever is a healer, if they want to come and collaborate. And Laya was one of the people that decided to come and collaborate, and her work is so needed. And it's like, it's such a gift that she gave to the retreat, to the ladies of the retreat, to be able to get this wisdom and walk away with it and feel that light and be so connected and all of it. It's like, so Laya is so generous with everything she gives. So you definitely want to connect with her, not just on Instagram, because you get a lot of her generosity. Look, you already have a WhatsApp group that's free, and you can get a lot of her wisdom in there. And then if you want to go deeper and really heal, it's so worth it. Like, Warren Buffett always says, the best thing you can invest in is on yourself. Like he's always talking about all kinds of investments, and people are always asking, the best thing you can invest on is on yourself. So this is like the best investment you'll make, because you'll be able to like release whatever it is that you have on a daily basis, because we have triggers on a daily basis, whether it's family or the environment or whatever, or ourselves sometimes from overthinking. So
yeah.
if you want to get out of your head and go into your body, I definitely suggest Laya's work. And like I said, she's so generous with all she gives. So you can only imagine, her paid programming and her membership and everything else that she provides. So it's like, wow, I love it. Intuitive Women's Circle.
Yeah, exactly. And just like the Intuitive Women Circle that I'm running right now, we have a couple of women inside. And I even like shifted a little bit of what we are doing inside the circle, literally just to give the women inside what they need. And they're like, oh, Leia, like you giving us this too. And anyway, it's complicated how the circle happens. And I said, yes, because my point is not to give you what it is that I prepared for you. My point is that you come out completely transformed from this program. My point is that your entire life, you're like, wow, how did I not do this earlier? Like, oh my God, I'm so happy I did this, and I'm so happy I did this at this point, because all these decisions I'm gonna make afterwards are not gonna come from overthinking or from people pleasing. They're gonna come straight from my intuition.
Wow.
I literally like cater the program to each woman that's inside, and I give you everything that you need. So like it's like literally the best place on earth to be. And I'm just like I'm in love with it. Um, so that's about
I
the
love
circle.
that.
Thank
You're
you.
in love with it, and then all the passion comes out when you're so in love with something because you really believe in your mission.
I do. I do. I really do. It's like 100,000 women are going to be transformed, and that's it. I even have something like super special that's coming up. I'm going to be writing my own book. Um, but that's like, yeah, that's like a whole another topic for another time. But like, it's like I'm so passionate about this work, so passionate about it, about getting 100,000 plus Jewish women like
Yes.
transformed. Like I'm gonna do everything. I'm doing everything to get to that. So
Amen. Amen.
yeah.
And I hope you
So
succeed in that. Amen. I
I
love it.
will, Bezrat
She's
Hashem.
on a mission. You see, that's why we're here. Ima's on a mission on this podcast because Laya's on a mission to help you, the listener or the viewer, get healed.
Yeah. So the last thing that I want to leave off with is we didn't discuss this so much, but what you were talking about, I mean, I didn't have a chance to respond to that, is that listening to your intuition is not just like listening to your cravings. It's not listening to what your body wants. It's actually listening to God. Like that's how God is speaking through you. And I believe everybody has an intuition. Like my husband has an amazing intuition, but there is something super special about women listening to their intuition. Like if you are a mom, and I know this is about Get Fit Ima, so like I'm assuming a lot of your listeners are moms. You've literally like birthed your baby. Doesn't matter how you birthed your baby, but there was 100% intuition in that process of creating your baby, giving birth to that baby, however you did, through a C-section or through a vaginal birth, it doesn't matter. There was so much intuition that comes into you giving birth to your baby and raising that kid or kids, whatever, however your family looks. So like, I want you to just like remember that your intuition is not just like your cravings. It's not just like what your body wants at this moment. I want you to like relate to your intuition as if like God is speaking to you. Like just like what Eleni told us now, like should I take this car or should we take two separate cars so I could go to Selichot? Like it's literally like God speaking through you. And I want you to start relating to that. Like just if you can recognize that your intuition is God speaking through you, like boom, I've already transformed another person here. So that's what I want to leave you with.
And
And
it
I
feels
wish
so
you
good, like you just spoke about my decision. I just feel like you said it, and I'm like, I just felt like this warm tingle in my body, like, okay, I don't have to overthink it anymore. I know what I'm doing, and it feels so good. I
I
love
love
that.
amazing.
Yeah, it's everything. Wow, it's so beautiful, and I love this movement that you're creating, and all of that you're creating. And to help women go into flow, it's so special. I love it. It's really, really special. I think we should talk
Absolutely.
about me joining your tribe, your society, and all of it. It's so beautiful.
Absolutely. I'm so thankful. Thank you so much, Eleni, for
Oh,
having
you're
me.
very welcome. Like I said, you're so generous with everything you give, with all of your wisdom and all of your knowledge. Thank you so much for sharing it with us. And it's such a special day. Today is September 9th, and they say that the 9/9 and 2025, like 2025 at 2, 2, and 5 adds up to 9. So today is all about 999, and it's like a special day, and it coincides with like the moon and all of it. And I really feel like we're coming to the time of coming of Mashiach. And so I love doing this so much. And the fact that I'm putting out, women and women collaborating together and helping other women, especially women in our tribe, in the Jewish community. It's like we're going through so much, whether you're living outside of Israel with the anti-Semitism, or you're living and you're debating with whether or not you should make Aliyah, or living in Israel and dealing with everything that we're dealing with here and sending off our kids to the army and all of it. And it's so much that it's like it's so needed, and it's incredible that it's beautiful that it's come out. And so I love doing this, and I love putting it out there, and I love that fact that you can help all these other Jewish women, and that's what we want to help, and we're all here that's our mission, and that's why we're Imas on a mission to help other Jewish women deal with it all, and Baruch Hashem, go into their bodies and into their intuition and listen to their godly voice.
Exactly. Yeah.
So beautiful. Thank you, Laya, for being here with us today.
Of course.
And
Thank you so much.
again, everything is in the show notes, so please check it out. Mwah.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. See you next time in the next episode.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode of the Get Fit Ima podcast. If you loved what you heard today, it would mean the world to me if you took a moment to rate, review, and share this podcast with someone that you think would benefit too. Sharing this podcast is the best way to help it grow and create a powerful community to join you in your fit momentum journey.